AUI is probably gonna hang on for this. But today is kind of like we're kind of getting into a routine of relaxation and going to the beach and doing nothing. So I was like, maybe I should do an FAQ about AUI and universities because you guys have asked me a lot about it, from going from admissions to talking about which bed sheets you guys should buy, and I didn't even know that. So I'm gonna try answering all the questions while adding on some more, because I believe there are some things that you should know that I didn't know, and I think after 2 years of being here, you know, that's a lot of nice pieces of information. But before that, we're just gonna jump into the water a little bit right here, okay? Just a little bit. We'll be back quick, I promise. What are you doing here, sweetheart? We don't want problems. Guess who's back? Back in the game. My little sister is here. Go sleep. Good night. Hi guys, and welcome back to this new travel vlog. It's not gonna be too much of a vlog. I'm gonna try to show a little bit of how was the day and everything. And my camera is about to die at the moment I start using it. How cool. I know, it's so nice. So as I told previously, I'm gonna talk about a lot of different things related to AUI, and I'm just gonna start talking fast so that I can get this out before the camera dies, hopefully. I'm gonna start with the rooms because so many people have talked to me, asked me what is like the difference between a normal room and a large room and the studio and everything, and new buildings and the old buildings and all of that. So let me explain to you. There is old buildings and there is new buildings. The old buildings are quite smaller than the new buildings, and the new buildings are a little bit more expensive than the old buildings because they're bigger and they have new furniture. But a lot of people have been complaining about how the new buildings were literally shit because a lot of bad shits are happening, like, I don't know, water floating out of nowhere or electricity cuts or stuff like that. If you want to save like rooms to, you can be almost sure that nothing is going to be happening, maybe choose the old rooms, but the old rooms have less storage for like your clothes and everything. Talking for the girls especially. So yeah, I would recommend to have, if you get an old room, try to get the ones in 38, 39, even though they're the furthest away. They're the biggest of the old rooms, and for the newer rooms, they're a bit like all over the place. Some are really far away and some are quite close to the like academic area. Now about the bed sheets, I myself didn't know. From what I realized, I took like don't take, like, you don't have beds as big as this. You have like a one place bed, but don't take the smallest one place bed sheets that you have. Like, take something that is like 1.5 so that you make sure that it's fitting and everything, because I don't know how they choose their beds, but they're weird. Also, the difference between a normal double room and a double studio, is that the studio, it has a kitchen inside. Yeah, and it's always bigger than the double room, so this is why it's way more expensive. And I've never got a studio, so all the rooms that you might have seen in my videos, a normal double room, like old buildings, and the other one, the new one, when I was moving to my new dorm, that was a new building. I really wanted to get a double studio or a triple studio because I need a kitchen inside, or else it's just hell to cook. Did I cover everything for the rooms? I hope so. Oh, I want to talk to you about some opportunities and some stuff that I believe you guys should like run into once you get in AUI. And one of them is the E&E office. We call it the Entrepreneurship and Employability Office. So this office is like amazing opportunities, and they keep coming with more and more, with like even travel opportunities and everything. And they're so good because they focus on employability and entrepreneurship. If you're interested in any of them, which you should because you go to college to actually get a job after, definitely check them out because they have, you know, internship opportunities and part-time jobs opportunities and remote job opportunities, so you can study at the same time, have a part-time there with an actual company, which is really cool. At the same time, there's entrepreneurship stuff where you get to, like, you know, build your own startup and everything. There's a bunch of events you can take part of, like the entrepreneurship week, where you get to like get a reward or mentoring. So really recommend to check that out. I don't know if enough people know about this, but it's the AUI Mobility Grant. Why does everyone just act as they do there in the video?
I don't care. I love it. We're talking about the AUI mobility grant, and that grant is given when anyone that got accepted to an event, either internationally or nationally, and so they apply to that grant, can just ask for it at the DSA, and they actually give it to you. And I mean, you fill in the thing, and they give you money reimbursed. And this is how I went to Rio, and you can see it in here in that video. And this is how I'm going to go to different places soon next semester as well. So I'm really excited to show that you guys, not a lot of people know that, you know, when you get accepted, especially if you are presenting the university or going in the name of the university, definitely apply, because you're representing them, you're giving them exposure, and so it's super important. And I think going into that, you can also get exposure and funds from DevEdCom. Here we got to talk about two different kind of departments: the DSA, Dean of Student Affairs, and the DevEdCom, which is Development Communication. Anyways, it's the marketing department, and basically they're the ones who take care of the social media and all of that. So good, and this is really nice. They can provide you with grants so that, you know, you can, you know, show more and give them, I don't know, connections and exposure and everything. So really good. And if you do something great and you're an AUI student, definitely share with the DSA and the DevEdCom, because they're gonna be so happy to know that their students are doing this. Bye. I want to talk more about the DSA, which is again the Division of Student Affairs. I think that's that. I'm not sure. Basically, what they do is like they make you follow the rules, as well as, you know, the grant that I talked to you about. I need you guys to know that there are a couple of rules that have always been there, and a couple of rules that just got implemented. And the rules that have always been there are, for example, no alcohol, no drugs, no alcohol, no drugs, no sex, no getting into others' genders buildings, so female, male separate, so that you can go to each other's buildings. The curfew at midnight on the school days, they make you follow the rules for sure. And for example, the three ones I talked to you about: no drugs, no alcohol, no sex. These three are non-negotiables. That means if they catch you doing that, you're out. Don't have a college to go to anymore. And that's really sad. Be mindful of what you're doing. And there's a new rule that almost no one is happy about: the dress code. So has been there as a rule for a long time. Like, we don't really know how, like, it never was implemented, but suddenly it started getting implemented, and they put a sort of rules. You have to not show your belly and not show your back, and you need to have straps. You can't have like something like this. You can't wear sandals in the academic area, like Crocs and like those types of sandals. It's respectable because, you know, some people are over exaggerating it when they go BJs to the classroom, while, like, you know, the professors have to respond and everything, or they just wear stuff that are like way too much when you can see literally everything, like all of their body. And honestly, you can just like ignore it, you know. If you can see me well, because my camera died. Yay! Yeah, so please guys, follow the rules. And even though it's a dress code, and dress code might be a little bit annoying, what can we do about it? We gotta follow the rules. So yeah, he's been implementing a lot of different things, including, oh, I don't remember, I don't have my phone because my phone is the one filming. Oh my god, what am I supposed to do? Including some community stuff that they're doing, including new semester exchanges for like second semester students. So like if it's your second semester, you'll be able to travel and have an exchange, which is so unfair because I wanted to do that, but we can't because we need the amount of credits. Credits is like an amount of points that you have to get in order to graduate, and every course has an amount of points. Usually they have 3, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 4. If you have a lot, it becomes 4, sometimes it's even 1, but usually in our courses are 3 credits. You have to get 40 credits before you actually can do an exchange, which is quite annoying, isn't it, if you want to travel and do an exchange early? Because let's say you have 5 courses, and for 3 credits like 15, and then you need to get like at least 3 semesters. And there's a new thing is like there's new classrooms, like new areas that we can work in, and I'm so excited to see that. There's another thing, which is the co-curricular transcript, and this is basically a transcript that they were able to build, and I also saw how it looks like. Pretty nice, honestly, because it shows how students are able to build like
other skills outside of like, you know, university and academical skills that the university will approve if you have to show them. And those skills grow from like being open-minded to critical thinking to teamwork to a lot of things. We're all gonna see how this is gonna look like. There's a couple of more points that I want to talk about. One of them is our complaining culture. We have a culture where all we do as students, or as people, I think, in our university, all we do is literally complain. And I found myself into that as well at some point, just complaining about how disappointed that I am in a lot of things, because, you know, we're paying our money, we're expecting it to be so great, but at the end it's not as great as we thought it was, you know. And a lot of people have came to me and were like, Nana, you lied to us in those videos, like it looked so great, and when we came here, like, we were just depressed. And I was like thinking about this for a long time, and I was like, maybe the problem is not the university, but it's us. I mean, of course, the university is not doing as good as we want it to be, but I don't think we should be complaining about it and having this complaint culture of like, oh, it's AUI, oh, so annoying, oh, like, but in between us. But when we're talking in front of like non-AUIers, oh, we're so proud, oh, we have the biggest ego with our university. But I mean, it's really great to have like a good picture of AUI and everything, but at the same time, I do think that if we didn't have that much of a complaining culture and a negative culture, like, oh my god, there's nothing to do, oh my god, finals, oh my god, we're gonna die, again, being so dramatic. I mean, of course, I am dramatic as well, but you know, guys, I do believe that if we start changing the way we talk about it and just trying to not be complaining all the time about things, even though I guess we love doing that, we love doing complaining, but I really want it to be like to get better, just so that like everyone that comes in is just kind of happy. Because I feel like before like now, I have like, we're in summer vacation, right, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna go back, and I don't want to go back. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so bad again, I'm gonna be so complainant and so depressed and everything. But the thing is, I think we should change our mindset. I don't know if it's just me, maybe it's just me, but we really need to focus on changing that mindset and being like, oh my god, we're gonna go to AUI, we're gonna do a lot of stuff, because it's all about the mindset. Like, if we believe that we're gonna go do a lot of stuff, there's so much things to do there, and we still just don't take that opportunity to do it. And I'm giving the opportunities, like the E&E office, you know, there's CLE, there is SAO, which is Student Office of Activities, there is the SAC, which is the Student Athletics Council, yeah. So there's so many things, and we need to get the best out of it. And you know, all of the schools are doing such great jobs at making events to entertain us. And so guys, you know, we have to be there, we have to be happy, we have to like make the cool, nice environment. We need cheerleaders, like not just for the sports, we need cheerleaders, like everyday cheerleaders, be like, you got this, guys, don't be depressed and everything, it's gonna be fine. I think I'm going too far. There is a couple of other things that I want to touch about, which you guys have asked me so much about, and I hope that this is gonna answer all of your questions about that. So it's about the admissions and the finances, and how does the admissions work, how does the finances work. Honestly, about the admissions, I am still greatly confused, like extremely confused of how this works. I'll just explain how it works for me, but it was a specific time because it was during COVID and we didn't have the GAT to pass, and the TOEFL I didn't have to pass because I already had the test. It's complicated, like it is really complicated. But I think the first step, at least that came to me, is that I filled in the application process of AUI, and then from what I think is happening, you go pass the test, and then you go pass the TOEFL, and then you go pass interviews, or don't you pass interviews? I don't know. And then you get in or not, and then you have to pay a fee to keep your place, even though you're not sure if you're going or not, and that's extremely annoying. And they've increased the amount that you're supposed to pay. It was, I think, 10K, and now it's became 20K. I think they're doing that because they're losing way too many people, apparently.
they do what they do. Unfortunately, that's how it is, and I know a lot of people have been saying that it's horrible because they can't afford this 20k that's to reserve their place. Like, they can pay it little by little, but they can't just give that money. And that's really sad because they're like, oh, we're giving scholarships, but at the same time they're just getting rich people, unfortunately. I'm sorry, AUI. I'm really sorry. I love AUI. I love it. But there are some things that are quite sad when I see people's comments talking about how they're struggling with the finances. Then there's two things about the finances. And honestly, they're quite comprehensive. You can get three things. A scholarship. You can get a scholarship up to 80% or 100%. It's really rare to have 100% now. And 80%. But 80% of what? 80% of your tuition. What is this tuition? So when you go to AUI, you pay a lot of things. You pay your courses, and basically you pay per credits. As I told you, if you take 5 courses of 3 credits, it's 15 credits in that semester. And I think the price for credits is 2,100 dirhams. So per credit, so like if you want to do one course, which is 3 credits, it's going to be like 8,300 dirhams. And if you take the average, it's going to be 15 times 2,000, it's going to be around 30,000 dirhams. So it's expensive. I know, it's really expensive. And then there's the other stuff. So those are just the classes. And then there is the insurance fee. The insurance fee is like 500. You have 100 dirhams for print fees. You have 5,000 dirhams for registration fees. You have the room fee. Yeah, we have cash wallet, which is the food fees. Like, they give you an amount like 5,000. In the beginning it's like 6,000, and then you get filled 5,000, and then this 5,000 you use that to eat during the semester, like food, and you can even pay for other things like travels and everything. So in total usually it's like 62,000 dirhams. But then the scholarship will only get a percentage. Like if it's 80%, it will remove 80% of the 30,000 dirhams that were in the beginning of the credits, you know, just the classes thing. All the rest should be paid for yourself. But there's other things, which are financial aid and loans. Financial aid is, I don't know how that process works because I didn't go through it. I'll have a couple of friends, maybe I can invite them one day and we can talk about financial aid deeper and everything and how that works. But they give you money so that you're able to pay for the rest that not related to the course, like for the overall. Then loans is basically credit, where you are going to take a credit, you're going to pay it back once you graduate or something like that. We have to finish on a good note because this is too sad, too complainant. Last thing I want to talk about is the majors and the accreditation, because people will be like, oh my god, is this major too difficult? Is this major too easy? Is this accredited? I don't understand. Yeah, it's confusing, and even for me sometimes it's confusing. So there is 3 schools: the business school, SBA, the science and engineering school, SSE, and the school, oh my god, this one has School of Arts and Social Sciences, I think. These 3 schools have a lot of majors inside them. And just to talk to you about accreditation, the whole school is accredited with the NICHE accreditation. That accreditation is amazing because it's also given to schools like MIT and Harvard. So like we're good. We're good apparently. Now what they started doing before they had this NICHE accreditation is that they were accrediting every single major. So the SBA school majors would have an accreditation related to a business thing, and the engineering majors would have an accreditation on engineering and everything. But now that they added a lot of new majors, and those majors haven't had, you know, the opportunity to be reviewed by those engineering and business accreditations, those majors are not accredited. And a lot of people are like, oh my god, it is not accredited, so I'm not going to do it. Which doesn't even make sense because the whole school is accredited. You know, like the whole university is accredited. As I'm just a little bit tired of the other point of view, looking at there. Now I want to look at there. You guys don't need to have a double accreditation because the school, the whole university is already accredited by NICHE. So whatever other accreditation, like, doesn't really matter. because people don't care about the accreditation of the major, they care about the accreditation of the university in itself. Because at the end of the day, the diploma is given and it's written AUI, it's not written SSE. I mean, maybe it is, but you know, it's an AUI diploma. And so as long as you have the niche accreditation, you guys don't need to have other accreditations, because those majors are already accredited by niche. So you don't need to change your major that you already like so much, I don't know, for example AI, to like go a normal computer science thing, because AI is not accredited by that engineering accreditation, you know.
I'm really unlucky today because I didn't have any more storage in my phone. So yeah, let's stop complaining and be happy about this day and this school. See you in tomorrow's video. Bye bye.